Thank God, me too.
Start recording. Oh, I've got something to show you. You're gonna love this, Jackson.
Oh, great! I'm excited or scared.
You'll be excited.
We are the voices of the streets. We'll take this right on loop repeat. Laugh along with every joke. Welcome to the Average Blokes.
Yes. And
there you go.
That was the awesome
I got
fade
it.
Out. Amazing fade out.
I got it.
Amazing fade out. The fade
Jackson,
out was mwah.
Jackson.
Was that good?
Did you?
You didn't even hear it. Was that good?
Jackson.
Troy, I'm just joking. It's a joke.
Jackson.
Boy. You missed it.
Jackson.
Yes. He's Troy. I'm Jackson.
The song, right? That song.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That song.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Did you make that song with the voice, with the Songify thing, or did I make it?
You made it.
Okay. Good. I couldn't find it. It deleted itself somehow.
Oh. Okay.
Yes. So I had to take the original edit that I did. This one.
And cut that yourself.
And cut. No, it was already pre-cut.
Oh, okay.
So if I play this.
We gather around the
all the way through.
Yes.
When I originally cut it, I did that quick fade out. So I was stuck with the quick fade out.
Ah.
Yeah, because I couldn't find the original song.
Okay.
Well.
Unbelievable.
Who was that person just then? Well.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway, welcome back to another.
I can't believe that. Jesus Christ. The one issue with the thing, and you've got to complain about the quick...
It's a joke, boy. You missed it. Went around past you.
It's just annoying because that was the one thing I couldn't fix, Jackson. And it's the one thing I was annoyed that I couldn't fix. Because for some reason, I don't know why, it deleted that song. It didn't delete the other one. It deleted that one.
Yeah, because we posted links of those songs in messages somewhere, so it's probably there somewhere still.
Where? Here?
Mm.
No, I searched. I went through Discord looking for it.
Okay.
So if you can find it, please do. Because
you
I
know
only
where
found the other ones.
It might be in Nerds, the voice chat inbox messages thing.
I think you're right. It might actually be in... I'll check but I went to the website, right? I went to the website and found my profile and even searched for the song and it wasn't there anymore. The other one, because I did two of them at the same time.
Yes, you did.
So if for some reason it deleted the one that was actually good.
Otherwise, play the old original one.
Am I able to go to Nerds without...
Yes.
I can just click on that and go to the chat, can't I?
Yes, there should be a little chat box button.
Yeah, I see it. Open chat. There it is.
It might not be that. I don't know.
It's not in Nerds, yeah.
Anyway.
I'm in board. Would it be... What will we... We in game one?
Possibly. Maybe.
Yeah, here it is. Suno Average Blokes. That's Rock One.
Anyway, I'm Jackson. He's Troy.
Website.
Welcome back to another smashingly exciting episode of the Average Blokes.
Oh, I don't even want to do it anymore. I went through all that effort the other day.
Yes.
And you have to bloody go, nice outro. Nice fade away.
Look, it was. I appreciated it. I didn't have to edit and post. That's how good it was. I'm serious. True story. I was there.
That's all right. I found it.
Yeah.
Because it was there. Which is nice. So.
Breaking news. Man flies drone into North Korea from China to capture incredible footage, but everyone's saying the same thing. And I quote, everyone's saying the same thing.
Yeah, what's everyone saying?
The same thing.
And what's that?
The same thing.
Same thing as what?
Yes. Okay, the reason why I brought this up was because classic uni lad on Facebook have their ways of trying to get people to click on their news. And so underneath this post was everyone commenting saying the same thing. Because everyone's saying the same thing. About the same thing. It's just, look, this is just to bring up briefly about how stupid, clickbait. Exactly. Nothing happened. A bunch of people commented on everything's saying everything the same. But anyway. So yeah, I just thought I'd break into that for no reason whatsoever. Because
you've completely lost me now.
Good. That's perfect.
Everyone's saying the same thing, and what's that? That they're saying the same thing?
Because it's Unilad. So people are spamming Unilad, the comment saying the same thing. right?
Yeah.
The phrase, the same thing.
Yeah, I get it. I don't see the humor in it. I don't see the point.
It's fine. It's fine. You have to understand. It's fine.
Understand what?
Okay, so like I was saying, a man in China flew a drone into North Korea.
Yep.
And the footage was released.
Yes.
However, everyone is saying the same thing. And then in the comment section of that post, people were commenting the same thing.
So, are you saying the title of that?
Yes.
That's the title of the. Okay.
And then everyone's
I get it. I just don't get it. There's no what's so fun. I get the joke. I just don't find it humorous in any way.
That's fair. It's unique.
Yes, they said everyone's saying the same thing,
Yes.
so everyone's putting the same thing.
Correct.
I get it because it's meant to be a clickbaity thing.
Yes, correct.
I just don't have the mental capacity to give a shit.
I mean, it's weird though, right? Because the concept of someone flying a drone at North Korea.
I'm pretty sure it's already happened a few times.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you'll find a bunch
footage.
of different articles about drones going into North Korea.
It's the footage that you're showing. There's literally like a little guard station, and there's this guy talking to another guy, and then next to him is a guy going like pointing up at the drone. So yeah, because China's.
What did they say about
The
it?
same thing.
See that? There we go. That's better.
Except in Korean,
Much
probably.
better.
They probably were saying it in Korean. I don't know what that is.
What's the same thing in Korean?
I don't know. That's fine.
Oh my goodness. All right, well.
Thank you. Again, welcome back to another episode of The Average Blokes. Another confusing episode on plate for us. Troy, can we shout out to that one person who commented on our one of our recent videos?
Yeah, shout out to the guy who commented. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I wanted to respond in the comment section, but Jackson doesn't give me control of the channel anymore. Apparently, I watch too much Harry Potter stuff on the Average Blokes channel.
Mate, it took me 10 minutes to unsubscribe all those stupid channels.
Oh, really? You know how long it takes for me to subscribe to them? 1 second. So maybe I'll just do more. Because you call me up and you're like, you need to stop watching Harry Potter stuff on the Average Blokes podcast. I'm sitting there going, I watched 2 videos last night, and one of them was the bus scene in the 3rd movie.
Stop it. Get some help.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, Pumpkin Eater 69420, which is, it has to be one of the greatest
Shout out to
usernames. Dang,
Someone
bro.
who actually...
The fact that this episode number 74 and y'all only have 15 subscribers is sad. Hope y'all get more subscribers, which is interesting because I think number 16 or 17 now, so it seemed to have worked. But as Troy's disappeared now,
yeah, well, I got to turn off the camera.
that's fair. I understand.
I'll be back.
Yeah, it's fine. So
you know what it sounds like?
Wow, this guy's a super white knight.
I mean, he's not wrong.
No, I just wanted to use that little clip that I found that I got.
I was trying to think like this guy or these guys, super white knights. At least we're not. What happened? I honestly don't know.
I'm so glad you told me that it was the Mickey Mouse.
I'm so glad that it's part of your life now, because it is definitely one of the greatest clips. Just what happened?
Well, I see. The funny thing is, you do it better. I reckon you do it better than the actual
Voice.
cartoon.
That's fair.
You certainly sound more like Mickey Mouse should. Like it was a bit more grunkled.
What happened? Yeah, I've aged. I've got an aged voice.
Yeah, no, his voice. So if you listen,
What happened?
it's very like,
Yeah, okay.
like it's got a grunt to it.
What happened?
Whereas you've got more of the high pitched.
Yeah, it probably.
But the best part about it is I can do this, which you can't do.
What happened? What happened? What happened?
Just not a dwarf, you like not a dwarf. Yes, that's what happened.
So, I've been listening to a guy on YouTube who it's the YouTube channel is called Tex Plays.
Okay.
And he does, I think it's CS:GO's the game. I've never actually played. Is CS:GO the one where where it's terrorists versus counter terrorists, and they got to plant the bomb and all that? Is that CS:GO? I think it is.
Yeah.
Well, he's playing. The guy plays CS:GO, but he has the chat on and chats with people, and he puts on an anime voice filter, and that's where I got the from.
Oh, right.
I put the volume up on it, but if I put the volume down, this is what it usually sounds like.
It's just him
no,
saying.
it's still high.
It's just him saying, "Well."
No, wow.
Oh, wow.
But he says it really like wow,
Yeah.
like really, like he tries to say it so it sounds like the actual this one. No, not that one. I gotta find it. The other wow that I've got.
Oh, that's what I was going to look up, but I've forgotten.
Yes, it's off.
You can walk around nude if you must.
She is walking around nude.
I know. That's why I'm suggesting that's why the camera's turned off.
Wow, this guy's a super white knight.
She's a super white knight.
But yeah, so I've taken a couple of clips. I didn't get much time because unfortunately your plane was just too quick and you got home sooner than I'd hoped.
I'm sorry about that.
So I got a couple of clips and I just randomly got this one as well because I felt like it.
Is the Gamer Girl saga over? And did I find the one?
Now, right after that, he goes, afterwards.
Okay.
And even before that, he's like, and he's like, because it's a girl playing the game, and he's like, oh my goodness, is that a gamer girl? And then he goes, because the profile's name is Trinity, so he's like, Trinity, can I send you a friend request? and she says yes. So next thing you know, he goes,
Is the Gamer Girl saga over? And did I find the one?
Wouldn't you like to know?
But it's just a guy doing troll videos, but they're very funny.
Yeah, so that voice clip I'm hearing, it sounds very similar to the guy I've heard who does trolling voices as like pretending he's a little kid, which is what I told you about before on the phone. But yeah, sounds like him.
Oh yeah.
But he was playing like not CS:GO. He was more playing Call of Duty though. But I mean, I could be wrong.
I mean, this guy plays other things as well.
Yeah.
But these videos, they're like relatively new. He made this one. He made, well, it's got one here that was Call of Duty. It says Call of Duty, and he made it 3 months ago. But this is anime kid voice.
Okay.
The ones that I watched were made 3 months ago. Yeah, it was 3 months ago, 3 months ago, 2 months ago, and 12 days ago. So did you hear it recently, or was it ages ago you heard this troll voice thing?
It was like on YouTube Shorts.
Ah, yeah, it definitely would have been this guy because this is where I found his shorts.
Yeah.
But he released a full video. It's Toxic Karen has a epic meltdown.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh no, it's not that one. There was another one he posted. It was basically it was male feminist. And it tells women what to do. Is
that like the one about how they should be in the kitchen or something like that? I think.
No, it's like, so the guy's like, the girl's like, you can't talk for women, and he goes, actually, you've been ruined by men, so you can't talk for women. Okay, you're just part of the patriarchy.
Oh gosh.
Like it's supposed to be. He goes full circle that he's telling this woman off because she's not feminist enough.
Gosh. So silly.
And she goes, I hope you don't reproduce. And he's like, actually, I'm celibate because I don't want men to exist in the world.
How dare they?
So he's like, I've decided not to have kids.
Understandable, have a day.
It's just really funny. I don't know if they're fake or not, or if they're real, but they're still very, very entertaining.
They're real fake. We'll put it that way.
I think some of them are, some of them aren't. Like, I think the Karen one's fake, but I don't think the anime voice trolling ones are fake.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because in his latest one, he said one of the clips, and another guy copied him. Like he went, wow, and then the next guy responded with, "Is the Gamer Girl saga over?"
Is it?
Because they realized who he was.
Oh, okay.
Like immediately.
Crackdown was on.
That's exactly it.
I was gonna bring up into some news stuff, but I thought we should do some highlights. I'm just gonna quickly talk about my quick trip to Hobart for work. And how weird and wacky Hobart is.
All you do is talk about work, Jackson.
Mate, especially Hobart. Like, if I talked about Hobart so many times, would be an Hobart podcast.
I'm not really into The Simpsons like that, Jackson.
How's The Simpsons got to do anything with? Oh, yes. Yes, the Bart. It's funny because I was saying to you on the phone, the Bart of hose. That's where I am.
I just find it funny the gears ticking in your head.
Yeah,
What's
no.
that got to do with? Oh,
Sometimes.
I get it.
Well, I mean, there was an episode we did a while back, and you were it was May the 4th, and you're like giving me these subtle clues about being May the 4th, and it took me like 5 clues. Audio clips.
Oh yeah, really subtle.
Yeah, like this one, for example. This one's really subtle. And then also the my somethings to the republic, to democracy. Just to quote, just to correct people, it's not May the 4th currently. It's currently 23rd of August, 1993.
Don't date this episode.
1993.
1983.
1993.
Fair enough.
I was 1 year old. Probably. Okay, enough. That's enough. It's gone. Well, okay, it's good. It's gone. Amazing. Troy, it's gone. Troy, it's gone. It's gone. Troy, it's gone.
All right,
Troy,
I'm
it's
done.
gone.
I really don't care that you're a baby. I'll snap your neck like a twig.
Okay. Good to know if there's any babies around that you can snap their necks like twigs.
Look, I got nothing in the sense of content at the moment. All right, these soundboards, they're all I've got at the moment.
Oh, that's a shame. There was another thing I was going to talk about Hobart. Oh yeah, so Hobart is phenomenal in a way. It's just like a place that time forgot. Like the way the CBD is structured and laid out. The fact that there's a bunch of one-way, like most of the streets in the CBD.
There's a CBD.
Yeah, it's all one-way.
Why are they all one way?
I don't know. It's really weird.
I mean, I've been to Hobart before, but only once.
How long ago were you?
And I was literally there for like a good 10 minutes, and then we left.
Oh, you were at the airport then, by the sound of it. Just at the airport.
No, we weren't at the airport. We took the Spirit of Tasmania.
Oh, okay.
Was it Hobart or was
You would have gone to Launceston or Devonport.
it was probably actually Launceston. What Hobart's on the
Down
east
south,
side, isn't it?
Southeast, yeah.
Down south. Sorry, I meant south. Yeah, no, actually, we didn't go to Hobart. Now that I think about it, we went to the north. We started on the north side.
Yeah, you would have been Devonport or Launceston.
We got to that. We got as far as what's that old mining town that's down at the bottom of the hill south
In Tassie.
in Tasmania?
Oh,
yes.
the Beaconsfield.
Is it Beaconsfield?
Yes.
That's funny.
Because
Is
it's
it
named
actually
after
Beaconsfield?
yes, because there's a Beaconsfield near us, and there's a Beaconsfield because that's where that back in 2004, 2005, the Beaconsfield mine disaster, where there was 2 guys rescued and 1 guy died.
I'll be the judge of that because we went down right. So we started off at what's the where does the Spirit of Tas land?
I think it's Launceston or Devonport, one of those two.
Where's Devon? I got to search
Northwest.
Northwest. Yeah, I'm looking northwest, but there's so many. Oh, there's Devonport. Yeah, we landed at Devonport, and then we went down, and we went somewhere like not Whitemore, but in that sort of area, Doreen or something. And then we cut down, and I think we went to.
Did you go to that?
Did we go that far down? We didn't get that far down.
Did you go to that place where there's a river and there's like a colony, a prison type place?
So we basically went down to essentially London Lakes, and then we cut across to Queenstown, and then went back up, and went back to Devonport from there.
Oh, that's a weird little trip.
So we explored, yeah, because my parents were going to a wedding in Longford, I think. Or was it Longford or Lanston? It was around there.
Yeah, okay.
Or it might have been further, like Arthur's Lake or something. But it was in the middle of Tasmania.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was Longford. It would have been Longford.
How long?
And yeah.
How long?
And then we cut down, and I thought we actually went far down to the coast, but we must have only gotten to the middle at London Lake. Let's have a look at London Lakes. Oh, there's no photos.
Gosh dang it! Oh yeah, there's Longford. Oh yeah, it would have been Devonport because Launceston's way in town, way inland.
Yeah, we went to Devonport and then cut down. Oh my goodness, the drive down like part through there was just I hate those roads. They were the worst. But at that point, I was a 13-year-old teenage boy, and I'm sitting there going, I do not want to do a road trip around Tasmania.
I mean, it wouldn't take you very long.
The best part was it took like 4 hours. 5 hours?
Well, maybe, I don't know.
It was like a good 5-hour drive or something where we went.
So,
So,
yeah, the thing with Tasmania for me was the last time I was in Tasmania was just as COVID was coming around. So, I was there just before, well, actually, it was the same weekend as when the Melbourne Grand Prix was meant to be on. But it got cancelled.
it was Queenstown I was thinking of. Okay. Is that the last time you went when the Grand Prix got cancelled?
Yeah, it was 2020. And I remember all the F1, all the Formula One fans at the airport having to turn around because they got cancelled, and they were so annoyed and pissed off.
Yeah, that's understandable. Completely understandable.
But fortunately, this time round, when I was coming back from Hobart today at the airport, there was no such thing as that happening. So, but funny enough, actually, the place I stayed at last time was the same place I stayed this time, and still the same old. It hasn't changed too much. But yeah, Hobart's just a crazy weird place because it's not flat at all. It's just hills upon hills everywhere there. In fact, guess how much population how much people live in Hobart, roughly?
I don't know. How many people live in Hobart?
24 times less amount than Melbourne. So to be exact,
24 times less.
So in Melbourne, we have I think
You mean divided by 24?
So
you divide Melbourne's population by 24.
Yeah, and you get so it's about 200,000 people live in Hobart.
That's heaps of people.
Compared to 5 million? Yeah, no, that's heaps.
My question is, right, now that I think about it, is so it's a bit weird, right? Because you'd think, like, Hobart's the capital, yeah?
It's the state capital, yes.
Yeah, you'd think the state capital would be like, I don't know, somewhere like Georgetown or even Devonport. It would make more sense because, like, it's closer to the rest of Australia.
Yeah, I don't know why Hobart. I think there must have been something to do with Captain Cook, old mate, landing here. Because,
you know what I mean? Because you have to actually go further. So, like, people who want to deliver supplies to Tasmania or do trade stuff, that to go to Hobart, they'd have to go around.
Yeah.
Well, as Devonport, they could just cut straight across. Hold on a second. Courtney, did you knock? Did you knock on something? Okay. Am I able to put my camera back on?
Yeah, I said you could when I said before.
I wasn't listening.
Clearly.
I'm back again. I'm alive.
So I was going to mention
I exist.
there is quite a few historical things about Hobart because they got this thing called Constitution Dock. So I'm assuming that must be where the first place they landed back in the day, the explorers.
Wow, this does not look like a city.
No, it doesn't. It looks like a village or something almost.
Let me put myself in the middle of Hobart.
In the middle of Hobart.
Why is the tallest building only 5 stories high?
That's not true. I think
1,
the tallest
2,
was maybe
3,
12.
4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, that looks like... Oh, it's that. It's the NAB. It's the NAB building. It'd have to be. That'd be the biggest.
Probably.
It'd be one of the bank buildings. It's like I'm playing GeoGuessr all over again. Watch our video, my video on GeoGuessr where I beat Jackson at his own game.
In your dreams, probably. So yeah, there.
Yes.
And so there was one of the days when I finished a job early. I had enough time to go up to Mount Wellington, and man, that's such a sick place to go up and like just sightsee. It's just awesome views. You can almost see. I think you can. They were saying on a clear day you can almost see Cradle Mountain or something. I can't remember, but yeah, it's.
I got a question for you. Did Tasmanians sound slightly different? Like when you went to Tasmania, did you hear a slight difference in accent or not?
Not really, no. It's funny though, because it's funny. They always compared like, "Oh, you're not from here, are you?" Because there was one that
they say that.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, you're not from Tassie, are you?" I'm like, "No." And they always,
Well, there you go. They can hear it from coming from you.
well, it's not
But,
so much it's not so much what I was sounding like. It was the way I was trying to say things. Because like there was a shopping center where one of my sites was at, and I was like, I'm going to this place in Southland or Eastland, and the lady goes, "Oh, it's Eastland. You're not from here, are you?"
I see, because you didn't know where it actually was.
Yeah.
I get you.
And if I had $1 for every time they said mainland, I'd have like
Oh, really?
50
You're from
bucks.
the mainland.
I'd have like $50. Yeah, I don't know. It's for me. It's not a place to visit. If you like visiting old places, Hobart's definitely a place to go.
What I was trying to say before is you should next time you go there wear a shirt that says "From the Mainland."
Don't ask from mainland. Thank you.
Don't ask from mainland.
But yeah, the crazy
But,
thing. So one more thing. I want to finish up. It was so wild because you know how there was an announcement for the Tasmanian Devils, the new football team that they're gonna put into place eventually. There was a whole every third car sticker or fourth car sticker. Well, every car had a car sticker saying yes team, yes stadium, and then another car up further ahead would have a sticker that says no stadium, no thank you. Like
What?
Yeah.
Why would they not want a stadium?
I don't know.
What?
Text
Do they not have one for starters?
They do have one, but they want one that has a roof because their way to attract people is to have a roof stadium.
No, that's fair enough. You should have it. Yeah, I'd want a roof stadium.
So
Or a stadium that, like, the MCG. Wait,
no,
Marvel?
yeah, that's right, Marvel.
Etihad. What's it called? It's called Marvel,
Marvel,
but
yeah,
which one? Which one got turned into Marvel? Etihad or
Etihad,
MCG?
yeah. Etihad. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, anyway, Marvel Stadium, doesn't that close in and open up?
It does, but it's always mainly closed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, it's winter.
Yes, obviously being a winter sport. So it's weird because there's always a divide between the north and south, and so the whole idea of having a football team in Tasmania is to unite the state. However, you gotta unite Hobart first.
I just don't like. Do they? You think? I don't know. What sports? Because obviously, like Queensland's more into rugby and all that, and
correct.
what's South Australia more into? The cricket?
AFL cricket
They-
and basketball.
They're into, yeah. And I mean,
There's a bit of
gee,
soccer too,
I wonder what sport Victorians like.
Yeah, there's only one answer.
But what do the what do Tasmanians mostly do? Like, what sport do they focus on?
See, that's the problem because there's no professional recognised team down there for like. I mean, there's basketball.
For anything? Is there
They
anything?
do have basketball. Sorry, I forgot the Jack Jumpers.
The
mighty
Jack Jumpers.
Which, to be fair, in the previous NBL season, so they won the grand final. They won the championship. So, and that was only their second year existence or third year existence. So
maybe Tasmania is the basketball state.
yeah, possibly.
Maybe I'll move there then. but in all seriousness, what was I was trying to say? Remember the fact that they were trying to that they wanted to get the name Tasmanian Devils, and they
Yes.
spoke to Warner Brothers
Yes.
about copyright stuff.
And you can't have
I
copyright
still
of an
can't-
animal that exists. Yeah,
Oh, I still can't believe that. Like they.
that was actually
mean,
a
at least-
conversation. Yes.
Gotta what? Oh, there's a lot of weird stuff that goes on with legalities here. Like when they do you remember with Rocket League we couldn't get the Australian
Flag?
soccer team.
Oh.
We couldn't get the Australian soccer team because it had our flag on it or something.
Yes, that sounds right.
Was it-
'Cause
like our
I
symbol?
don't think you can even get the Australian flag as an antenna. Oh, I can't.
Yeah, it's some sort of.
maybe.
No, you should be able to do that
You might be able
you
to get it
should.
now, I haven't checked.
because you can get every single other something to do
Surely,
with
yeah.
our flag or something to do with the Southern Star or something.
Yes, the Union Jack. Or the Union Jack is a British thing, which is a separate thing. Yeah, I don't know. It's all a bit whack. But anyway. While we're on the thing of subject of AFL and footy and stuff, there was so last week in the showdown, the South Australian showdown, which is a football game between Port Adelaide and Adelaide, there was a player from Adelaide who did a bit of a banter with the Port Adelaide fans, saying, the Port Adelaide supporters haven't got any teeth. Like that was their sort of joke. but it was taken heavily out of context. And what ended up happening was this player who said the thing when they played, he didn't have a good start to the game, but he kicked a goal, and then when he kicked a goal, he went over to the Port Adelaide supporters and pointed his teeth and saying, "Look, I've got teeth. You guys don't have teeth." Just to say. So,
Oh my goodness, that's brilliant.
So it's good that he did that, but the unfortunate thing is his team lost, which, I mean, that's okay. It's what happens. However,
at least he's got teeth. That's the main thing.
So it's a stereotype type thing, but anyway. However, so this guy from Adelaide Crows has been axed. He's been dropped for the last round of the
Come
year.
on.
Because,
of course.
Well, and it's ridiculous because on top of this, axed Crow, Joshua Shelley, says he accidentally liked the online comment after he was controversially dropped in the wake of his showdown antics. Someone's commented on the post saying, "Disgusting what the club is doing, hanging out you to dry. Will not blame you for asking for a trade, mate." And this player liked that comment. But then he's been forced to apologise for saying, "Oh, no, it was a mistake. I didn't mean to like it." And I'm like,
oh my goodness,
this is what kills AFL.
This has gotten way too far. Oh my god, not censorship, but the whole internet ruling thing. It's just gotten out of control.
It's not so much the internet ruling. It's just like you can't like there's the AFL world and like the professionalism is just doing too much. It's overriding. It's killing any sense of character.
This isn't even AFL. This is like a world. This is a
true.
This is a social media problem. It's a social media problem where
probably a society problem, to be honest, on a broader scale.
Well, no, it's like, so for example, what you're talking about is, so the player said, liked a comment about him trading, and so he got in trouble with his club. Is that right?
Right, yeah, that was part of it, yes.
Yeah, he got in trouble, but that's just a smaller, like, for example, in the UK, people can get arrested for hateful tweets. And as much as I don't want people being racist or sexist or anything like that,
how dare they?
Or what's the word I'm looking for? I'm trying to think of the term that people always say. It's about violence when you say trying to, saying kill all these people or kill those
condemning
people.
Them, not
condemning. That's it.
Yeah.
Or not. Yeah, inspiring violence or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, as much as I dislike all of that stuff, when someone says something, when it's some random 50-year-old lady or someone who's like just says something, who's a bit frustrated and says something that they shouldn't say, that they wouldn't say out in public, and they say it on the internet, and then they get arrested for it. It's just a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, I just think it's.
But you got celebrities, and you've got sports people like AFL players, NBA players, cricket players, etc., soccer players who they can't even be themselves on social media because if they say one wrong thing, they suddenly get into so much trouble.
Yeah, and that's what you said about the censoring. This is too much censoring, and like this is how like we can't do this all the time because there's gonna be no characters. There's gonna be no interesting people left.
Well, it's not just that. It's nobody's gonna use social media or the internet anymore. No one's gonna use it to talk to anyone,
which isn't a bad thing entirely.
I don't think it's a bad thing in some ways. Yeah, I'm hoping that does happen, but in the reverse, where it's people. You know the term "go out and touch grass." So I've thought of a better version. I've thought of a new way. Go out and touch hay.
Go touch hay.
Go touch some hay.
That's a bit different, but sure.
Well, think about it. How hard is it to touch grass in real life? Like, how hard is it to actually touch grass?
What's the fastest time you can touch hay in Mario?
No, but in all seriousness, if I was to right now, go outside and go, all right, I got to touch some hay. How would I do that? I would have to drive like a couple of kilometers down the road, jump a fence into a farm, and find a farm that has hay a barn that's got hay stored for the winter.
Don't you have some in your garden as fertilizer or something? You don't have any in your garden?
No, we don't have any hay. We've got sugarcane mulch.
Oh, that's sugarcane.
Yes.
Different altogether.
But yeah, you tell someone. So yeah, it's touch hay. I kind of like it. Touch hay.
What would be another?
Because hay is for horses.
In the field there is hay. You must touch it. No, that's not. I'm just going back to the thinking of like in the sea there are fish, but like with hay or the grass.
Yeah.
In the outside there is grass. No, that doesn't work.
Yes.
Doesn't work, Chief. It just don't work.
You know, Jackson, why don't you leave the thinking to somebody else?
Oh yeah, no, you're right. I'll listen back to this and go, oh yeah, I can think of one now because I'm mentioning it again.
So I was when you brought up the guy talking about how he's got teeth. So it reminded me of like yesterday when I was at a job site and I started talking to a plasterer guy and he was telling me about how basically he'd lost all his teeth for reasons like for illegal reasons, let's put it that way. And let's just say he likes to ride the manual.
Oh yeah,
What, you don't
riding the manual or writing or riding?
write well, either way, he likes to
He likes to ride the manual.
ride the manual.
Stick.
What happens to a car, Jackson, when you change gears?
You shift it.
No, okay, sorry. What happens to a car when you I've just given it away, so it doesn't matter.
Yes.
Whatever, he used to get on the gear.
Oh, get on the. Get on the
Yeah.
gear, mate. Get on the gear, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get on the gear.
But he was telling me how like all his teeth were like fillings and all that. I won't get into too much detail because maybe one day he'll actually hear this. I doubt it. But he was telling me we were having a good chat, and I said to him, "Look, I'm just happy to talk to someone because with this job, you don't really talk to that many people every day, or you don't talk to." And he goes, "Yeah, it's a bit different now. Same with me. Like I'm usually working by myself." And he goes, and it's some people are harder to talk to. Like, and he goes, like young people don't know how to talk to people anymore. Like he goes, young people don't know how to like they can't have a conversation with them, and they're all gamers.
You just speaking right now remind me of that story. G'day. How's it going? Oh, that's my cue. Good, thanks.
Well, yeah, that's the funny thing is like that the guy who I said that to, and they got the cue. He was a youngerish bloke, like around my age, probably maybe a little younger than me, or maybe a little older. It was hard to tell, but it was quite interesting because at the same time I was like, "Am I not young anymore?" I mean, I'm not, but like, how old do I look at this point? And also, I am a gamer. I didn't say that to him, but I was like, "Oh yeah, fair enough."
You can be a gamer all your life.
I'm thinking, like, what's that got to do with like what? I'm thinking, can you not have a conversation with them because you don't know video games and they do?
And you don't know how to speak gamer.
He doesn't speak gamer. He's not gamer enough.
Speak gamer.
You got on the gear a little too much.
Yeah, I see. I don't know why I forgot to mention this, but one of my highlights from even just today, I was at the airport in Hobart, and I was walking to a sit down near the terminal, near the gate, sorry, and this guy had a fizzy drink. I think it was Pepsi, and he was just subconsciously shaking it, talking to his friend, and then he goes to open it and. And I'm like,
wait,
that's unfortunate.
Wait, the kid was shaking it, or the guy was shaking
the bloke?
Like, oh, it was a bloke. He's just chatting away, like,
just subconsciously shaking it, and then.
What do you think the odds are? What do you think the odds are? He was meant to buy a Dare Ice coffee or something.
I mean, I don't know, but it was a Pepsi. It was definitely a Pepsi, and
no, but I reckon he was probably meant to buy an iced coffee, but they were out, or he got a Pepsi instead.
Possibly.
Because I'll buy an iced coffee, and the first thing I do is shake it up. I start shaking it and twisting it, and I'll spend a good couple of minutes sometimes doing it before I actually open it.
It was just so funny because he went through all the phases of when something like that happens. Is
shock,
and
anger.
Well, it wasn't
depression
so much anger.
and acceptance.
It was shock, acceptance, and then refused to act upon it. So he went, oh.
So he went, like, oh, and then he's just like, oh.
Yeah, kind of. Because
did the lazy arm rise?
It was very funny.
Just shifts his shoulders up and down a little. Oh well.
And one more thing I want to mention was before we were boarding, scanning our boarding pass, lady on her was having a phone call with probably her partner or whatever, and she was like, "Oh, I'm about to go now, but I'm getting on the plane." And then she's like, "Oh, but I'm ready for a joke." And so whoever was on the phone was telling her a joke, which is something it sounds like she does all the time with this person.
Sounds like it, yes. Well, if she said I'm ready for a joke.
It was a knock-knock joke too, but I didn't hear it. But yeah, I just heard her say, "Who's there?" And then something who. And yeah. I just thought, that's a weird way to end a phone call. Tell me a joke.
Right.
Yeah.
Riveting stuff.
Tell me a joke before we...
Why did the blind man cross the
with
Why did the
airplane
blind man
food?
cross the road?
Why did the blind man cross the road?
Yeah.
To see the other side.
Because he couldn't. Yeah, to see the other side.
What's the deal with airplane food?
My goodness.
I
No, Jackson. It needs to be. Tell me a joke, Jackson.
What's the deal with airplane food?
No, tell me an actual joke.
Oh, tell me an actual joke. Okay, knock knock.
Who's there?
Cargo.
Cargo where?
Beep beep. Yes.
That was terrible.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh my goodness.
That's why it's a dad joke.
You could have gone You could have gone. All right, so you could have gone cargo, and I go cargo where, and you could have gone on the ship. That's where cargo's.
I mean, this might be risky doing it again now, but I'm going to do it again. All right, I'm going to tell you another joke.
All right.
Troy, did you know I once hailed Hitler? He was a taxi driver.
I still don't, because how many people are named Hitler?
I don't actually know. That's what I thought, because when I told that joke last week with you and Kyle, you actually surprisingly laughed a lot.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
Are you sure?
Yes,
are you sure
did.
that was the joke I was laughing at?
Yes, it was. Because even Kyle was surprised.
I don't know. Are you sure I was laughing at that, or just
Yeah,
something
probably.
else?
I mean, nothing else was said.
I don't remember that.
Oh,
I remember
that's
laughing
fair.
really fun. I remember you saying something really funny, but I don't remember it being a Hitler joke.
It was definitely that.
Hitler. He
I
was a
remember
taxi
dumb
driver.
stuff. Yes. I had it once. He was a taxi driver.
Oh well, maybe it's because I already heard it. I didn't
Yes,
find it funny
that's
again.
Right. That's right. So, anyway. Not my strongest, but it's probably also not my worst. I don't know. How can you get worse than that, though? Anyway, I'll let the comedy judges decide
Wait,
that.
how can you get worse than that?
Yeah, than Hitler joke. Because all bases of hate end up at Hitler.
I mean, I was gonna say like I could probably find or come up with a Jewish joke to do with the Holocaust. That's the next step from that in that direction.
But let's not go down that route. Otherwise, we might get dropped from the football team and not play again.
Well, actually, now that I think about it, see, that's the other thing is like doing this podcast. I have to actually kind of think about it a little bit. Like I'm sitting there going, I can't talk too much about what's going on with work because work stuff. Yeah. I can't say anything that's too like even something. I will admit, like I say a couple of things, and they're very for me in general, they're mild. They're mild, but yes. I'm sitting there going, that can be misconstrued so easily.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm sitting there going, I'm really, like, this is really towing the line, and I'm trying not to.
That's why they're called inner thoughts. Inner thoughts stay inside.
Yeah, but it's not even an inner thought. Like, it's a tiny little, like...
Well, this is the other thing, though. It's perceived. It depends how it's perceived, because there might be others like you, like Peter Pie Eater 69420. Hence probably why I left our podcast. Like, you guys need more subscribers because I like this radicalism that Troy talks about sometimes.
Well, let me put it this way. I can give you a perfect example, and this is perfectly logical. I hate Indian drivers because an Indian driver hit me and crashed into my car.
I guess that's just what happens when something like that happens to you. That feels like a normal thing to do. That's not. But I don't racial,
hate. I don't hate Indians, and I don't hate Indians drivers on the road. I'm just like, oh man, that one guy.
A lasting effect.
Or maybe I should say better than that. I hate international license drivers.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna go down this,
because he had an international license.
I got hit by a truck, but I've always had this sort of.
You must have a fear of trucks, then.
It's not a fear; it's a hatred.
You avoid trucks on the road?
Yeah, kind of. And it's just because, like, especially with the worst ones where, like, you're in an overtaking lane or you're in the far right lane and the truck's doing 90 and 100 zones. It's like, what are you doing, mate? Come on. And every time I go past them, and this is the most pointless thing I ever do when I go past a truck, because trucks
that
away
reminds me.
It's because trucks drivers all the way up here, but I'm down here, and every time I go past, I go.
You've just
He can't
you've
see me looking at him. Sorry.
You've just reminded me, right? So Jackson, I just remembered that I was going to mention something. I've been driving the rental car for about 2 days, right?
3, yes.
3 days, yes. I've been driving for 3 days. I noticed something today, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I was in the when I was in the right lane and the left lane was ending, right?
Mm-hmm.
People were giving way to me.
Yeah, because you're a big van.
Yeah, I had a van, and even when I was in the left lane, people were letting me. I'm sitting there going, "Oh my goodness, this is fantastic!" Like, and then at another occasion, everyone was trying to get in front of me.
Is there like a sticker?
I was like in the left lane, and as soon as I moved over to the left lane, just all these cars started speeding up. They were doing over 80 kilometers. I was doing the speed limit, and they were doing their best to get in front of me because I was driving a big van.
That's funny.
And I'm sitting there going, I'm driving exactly how I would normally. I now have a bit of an understanding of how truck drivers feel on the road when it comes to cars cutting them off, cars getting in front of them, and also cars letting them in. Because, there was one point, right? I pulled over to the side of the road, around the corner from your place, actually. I pulled over in the parking lane. I indicated to turn back onto the road, started driving forward, didn't pull onto the road yet, just drove forward in the parking lane, and then realized there was a car coming, like a car camera in the corner was coming.
Mm-hmm.
I flicked my indicator off and stopped, right? He stopped and flashed his lights to let me pull in front of him, and he was like 4 or 5 car lengths behind me.
Wow.
He stopped in the middle of the road for me to turn in front of him.
Wow.
I was like, what the heck is going on?
Is there like a hidden sticker on your back of your car, maybe?
I mean, it does say Avis because it's a rental.
Oh.
So I can understand people trying to when all the people were trying to get in front of me, I was like, it's because I'm driving the rental car.
That'd be it, Chief. That'd be it.
Mm.
How much longer do you have to have the rental for, though?
Well, good news is I might be able to return it next week because apparently I've got a new car. They've given me a new car now, which is nice.
9/11.
I got told about it today.
That's welcoming news, to be honest.
And I asked them where my old car was, and my
It's like guess.
I guess technically the guy, one of the managers, I'm going to say, or technically he's my boss. He said, "Oh, I don't know. It might still be where you left it, so it might still be at the mechanics."
They just put it in the car cemetery after that. Just get rid of it.
Because I want to get a few tools and stuff that I left in there. Because I took most of the stuff out of the car, almost everything, but there were a few things I left in the glove box and other places. Because I was like, I'm not gonna need these for now. They're not necessary.
Speaking of car rentals, the car I rented in Hobart was a European car, and so I've been driving a Toyota all this time. And so one of the first mistakes I did with it was I went to turn right. However, when I went to do that, my windscreen wipers went like.
You mean you? Yes. You were driving. Yes, of course.
Yes. So my windscreen.
I know exactly how you feel, except the reverse.
Oh yeah, because
but I've gotten so good at I'll get into a car, right, and I'll flick the indicators. And it's and then and it's the wipers, and then then it clicks on my brain, and I'm good to go.
Yeah,
because I've gotten so used to driving a Volkswagen, but I also used to drive a Toyota Camry. So and Courtney's car was old car was a Volvo, but now she's got a Kia. So I've gotten so used to changing between left and right indicator and wipers.
It is weird though how European and Asia have different blinkers set. I mean, there's no right or wrong way, but there's just a weird inconsistency there, though.
It is a bit odd, yes. I don't understand. See, I understand right-handed driving versus left-handed driving, because if I want to turn left, right, or if I want to turn right, it's easier to have the indicator on the right side, and you can push down.
Yeah.
And then if you want to turn left, you can push up as you're going around the steering wheel. But on a left-hand steering car, it should be the reverse. It should be on the left hand, so you can pull down and indicate left, pull up, indicate left.
Yeah.
But with But yeah, it shouldn't. It should always be on the side that you're actually driving. I don't know why it would be on the left side for European as opposed to.
Well, some Europe countries they drive on the other side, so that's probably why.
That might be it. Yeah, but wouldn't the steering wheel and everything be on the other side as well
Good question.
in those countries or those models?
I'm not sure. I just know that some, well, even some. Actually, even thinking about it, I think from playing GeoGuessr, I think Thailand they drive on the right as well.
Oh,
Taiwan,
Courtney,
Thailand,
because Courtney's watching a bunch of shorts all the time on her phone. She showed me one where it was like this American woman who was living in Australia, and it was a video about driving in Australia, and she goes, she's trying to tell her American friends or American people, like, if you go over to Australia, here's some things that you need to know, and she goes roundabouts, and she goes, we've got them in America, but not as many as in Australia, and I still don't know how they work. And she goes, she says this, she goes, like, I've been told 4 different things by 4 different people. And I'm sitting there going, what do you mean? What do you mean you've been told? How? It's not very complicated.
No, it is weird though that in the US they don't have many. It's not common to have roundabouts in.
I know, but what I'm saying is she's been living here for however long.
Yeah, true.
And she didn't know, right? Like, she said that she'd been told by Australians like 4 different things about how to go through a roundabout. Like, she got told 4 different conflicting things.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, how's it? It's not that complicated.
I saw one.
Give way to your right.
Yeah. Just give way to your right. That's all you
give way to your right.
Keep
left.
That's
basically it. Yeah, give way to your right.
Give way to your right.
Give way to whoever's in the roundabout, and whoever gets there first has right of way. It's not that complicated.
And please indicate if you're turning.
And indicate, yeah, well, it's obvious, but. And another thing she said, which I found interesting, is it was apparently where, I don't know if it's every state there, but where she was from, I think she said California or something. Mm-hmm. You're allowed to turn left at a red light.
No.
Okay.
No.
You're allowed to turn right at a red light.
You're allowed to turn right at a red light.
They drive on the right-hand side.
And they drive on the right-hand side. So it's left for so it's left for us. Yeah. So I'll give you an example. So you've got a red light for straight ahead, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you've got oncoming traffic. Apparently, that red light there, right, means, like, if it was here, it means that even though you've got a red light and there's traffic going, like, through a crossroads going the opposite direction, you can take that left turn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And at the same time, I think that's a bit silly, but I'm like, that doesn't make sense. But at the same time, I'm like, well, actually, if there's no traffic, why wouldn't you be able to turn left?
Yeah, that too.
Like, why wouldn't you be able to go through the red and turn left? It would make things so much easier if you could do that.
Yeah, I saw one of those videos about, like, 5 things you should know about Australia before coming here, and it was a Canadian woman, and she's like, you want to say it
number 1.
You want to say it like Brisbane, but it's Brisbane. You want to say Melbourne, but it's just Melbourne. You want to say Launceston, but it's Launceston, and you want to say Dandenong, but it's piss off.
Who testing them? But it's piss off.
Because it's Dandenong. The joke was basically the long joke was just don't go to Dandenong. Which because apparently Dandenong's got a bad name now. Because
it's got
things.
Nong in it.
I don't think it's
that. Nothing wrong with Dandenong. That's where I picked up my rental.
Oh, good for you. Congratulations on your rental.
And then when I pulled the rental out onto the main road. Because it's a rental.
I know, I got it.
No, I've been extra careful with this thing. I mean, I can play that next if you want.
No, I was just going to say, what was it? I always forget. Yeah, no, I forget. That's all right.
All right.
Yes. Well, I think that about wraps this episode up. Was there anything else you wanted to finish up on? Or anything else you want to add?
No, not really. No,
How's
there's
Dad Life?
nothing that's. Dad Life is good.
Piece of piss.
I've got Dad Life. I've got that Dad real good life.
You're the dad of the year, father of the year, best dad ever.
I am the best dad ever.
You're definitely one
Jackson,
of the dads.
I said, like Christian said to me the other day, because I went to a mutual friend's birthday, and he said to me, "How's Dad life?" And I go, just being the best dad in the world. And he goes, "Oh, you're in a room full of fathers." And I said, "Yeah, but I was saying it before I was going to be a dad. I knew I was going to be the best dad ever."
I've got no children.
And I said, I just became the best dad when I became a dad.
Yes, definitely. Oh, that's what I was going to say quickly. Before we go on to do with this dad stuff, I don't know if you've realised or we've done this before, but since we've been recording the last few episodes, I've actually I've changed my room around a bit. So my computer was over here, now it's over here.
Yep.
And my desk, okay, so I just thought I'd...
Oh, yeah, I can see that, yeah.
So you can actually see my door over there. Yeah. It used to be over
yes.
there.
Yeah, I can sort of see what you've done.
Yeah. But you'll see
it's hard to tell because it's reversed.
Yep.
But good luck with the editing, because my mic actually disconnected just then as you were talking for a little bit.
I can't wait to do this.
It's fine. I just stayed quiet to make it easy for you.
Okay.
But no, I've got nothing more to add
Cool.
other than Dad life is good. The only thing is, like Courtney was saying to me, it's a little bit too. She's like, I'm expecting things to kind of like, what's going on? It's not really that bad. So
wait till they get older. Wait till they get older. That's when it happens.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling, because we spoke to the nurse and they said, oh, some babies cry for like 3 hours for no reason. And what I found confusing is I'm sitting there going, how can a baby cry for 3? Like, you try crying for 3 hours for no reason. Like, it's pretty hard. You should fall asleep pretty, like, after. And he cries for like 10 minutes and he cries himself to sleep. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, they do
there.
that. They tend to do that.
No. I mean, he'll cry and Courtney's like, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, give him here. And then I just ignore. I just sit there on the computer with him in my arms next to me going, ah. And I'm just like, yeah, all right. I literally tune him out. And then I look at him like 5 minutes later and he's...
I've just seen a lot of Facebook reels recently where it's dad versus son, where it's like one of them was, my son was about to beat me in a round of golf, but then when he made the putt, I went and kicked his ball. And there was another one where, Dad, will you let me win at Mario Kart? And he's like, sure. And then it pans to the kid being ready and focused, and then pans back to the dad. He's next minute dressed in full on driver racer kit with a helmet, and then puts up the middle finger at his kid. I'm like, I'm not going to be that kind of dad where I'm like, I'm not going to let my child beat me at a game or something.
You are going to be that kind of dad.
Maybe. I don't know. Good banter. Some good banter.
Well, do you know that, I'll tell you something funny, that because I got onto a YouTube video or a YouTube channel where a guy does rants about stuff. And so far, the two rants that I half watched, one of them was about this person who used to be a Disney child star, and now that they're an adult, they're sort of trying to move their content further into more adult sort of stuff.
Yes,
but they've kind of gone in a really weird sexual area. Like they haven't slowly walked into it, adult content. They've kind of, when I say adult, I mean like more mature content. But they've tried, instead of slowly walking their content into that more audience, like transferring, they've just jumped straight into like Lady Gaga fashion sort of and all that sort of stuff, and trying to like do weird stuff on stage, like chugging a full bottle of alcohol.
Yeah.
And at one point they even point out that, hey, there's a little girl here. What's she doing here? And it's like, well, most of your audience until like 3 or 4 years ago was little girls or little kids. But it was quite interesting because the second video this guy, I watched part of that this guy released, was about that little kid, Ryan's Toy Reviews channel. You know, the big...
Yes.
Yeah. What was it? Ryan's World?
Yeah, something like that. They literally they literally made his own Mario Kart version. It's like Ryan Kart or something.
Okay, but what I didn't realize is because obviously I saw this, like you see this kid's channel ages ago, and you're like, oh yeah, it's just a little kid who does toy reviews, right?
Yeah.
But what you don't realize is he's 13 now, and he's still doing the same stuff. And it does not look like the guy played a couple of clips of these videos, and it's like looking at an adult man trying to be a hip kind of like, oh yeah, I got my Riz, like that kind of thing. It's like, that's a perfect example. If I was to walk up to someone and say I got Riz or something, you get what I mean? It just feels weird for me to even say it.
Yeah, because like that's what all the young people are saying now these days, like the Riz and all those stupid words.
But you can tell it's gone that far because people make TikToks where they play his clips and it says let bro retire. Let him go. He's done.
Hold on. What was that? Yeah, we'll finish up now. Yeah, we're stopping. Yeah. No, I was going to stop anyway, so it's all good.
But it's weird to think like a few years ago I was still like, oh yeah, that's a channel that my kids might watch one day.
Yeah.
And now look at us now.
Yeah, we're finishing. Okay.
No, someone's in trouble. Did she turn off the light?
Yep.
Did you stop recording? I'm still recording. So for the audience at home, if Jackson doesn't edit this out, which he probably will because he's little, yeah. No, all right, well, I hope not. His wife's come in, turned off the light to his room, and is forcing him to end the podcast. All right, I'm done. We're finished. Good night.
Oh, no, I do.
And